Prime Video's Reacher should adapt one of these 8 lead child books for Season 4. Prime Video's Reacher could very well make 8 or more seasons of its hit Alan Ritchson-led action thriller considering its wealth of source material to choose from. Following Reacher Season 1's adaptation of Lee Child's debut Jack Reacher novel Killing Floor, Reacher Season 2 adapted the fan-favorite novel Bad Luck and Trouble, the 11th book of the series, before taking on Persuader, the 7th Jack Reacher book. Although the source material for Reacher Season 4 has yet to be revealed, production is expected to begin soon with a potential release date of late 2025. While Reacher Season 4 could be based on Lee Child's upcoming 30th Jack Reacher book, Exit Strategy, it's much more likely to be inspired by one of the other celebrated books in the Jack Reacher series, some of which readers have enjoyed for decades. There's always the possibility of Amazon and series developer Nick Santora taking over the creative direction of Reacher, perhaps with a brand new story outside of Lee Child's canon material. Since Child has already endorsed Amazon taking the reins of the series, this may just happen down the line. In the meantime, these 8 Jack Reacher books would all make standout television seasons. Tripwire is the 3rd Jack Reacher novel and is widely considered one of the best of the series. Published in 1998, Tripwire follows Reacher in Key West, Florida as he encounters a private investigator from New York named Costello, who was hired by the daughter of Reacher's former commanding officer and mentor, General Garber. Garber is looking into a missing Vietnam War veteran, which leads him on a collision course with Victor Truman Hook Hobie. Tripwire would make for a compelling season of Amazon Prime Video's Reacher because of its multiple settings in Florida and New York, as well as its antagonist, Hook Hobie, who is one of the best in the series. Since the Reacher series has historically chosen some of the earlier books to adapt, Tripwire would make sense as a viable option. Like some of the best Reacher books, the story is loaded with tension, suspense, and twists that keep viewers engaged until the last page. As the 4th Jack Reacher book, Running Blind feels like it was made for a TV adaptation. Set up as a traditional murder detective case, Reacher searches for a serial killer responsible for a series of deaths of several women who all mysteriously knew Reacher from the military. The murderer is a professional, leaving no evidence that police can use to identify, which sends Reacher on a mad hunt trying to figure out who is behind the killings and why. Running Blind also takes place in New York City and would introduce Reacher's girlfriend, Jody Garber-Jacob, into the Amazon series. Also titled The Visitor in certain regions, Running Blind is a classic tale of searching for a mysterious murderer that would make for one of the most gripping seasons of the TV adaptations. Prime Video's Reacher has been a bone-crunching, hard-hitting success from its very first season. With Alan Ritchson's towering portrayal of Jack Reacher earning praise from critics and fans alike, the series has wisely chosen to adapt a different Lee Child novel each season. Season 1 brought Killing Floor to life with gritty authenticity. Season 2 dialed up the action with Bad Luck and Trouble. Now, with Season 3 confirmed to adapt Persuader, fans are already speculating about what could follow. So, let's look ahead. If Prime Video wants to keep Reacher's boots stomping through America with the same mix of justice and adrenaline, they need to choose the right source material. With over 24 novels to pick from, here are 8 Lee Child books that would make the perfect blueprint for Reacher Season 4. 1. The Enemy. Why It Works. A prequel story set during Reacher's time as a military police major, The Enemy pulls back the curtain on his past. It's rich with military intrigue, a chilling murder mystery, and Reacher's own code of honor clashing with systemic corruption. Why now? After 3 seasons of present-day mayhem, a flashback season could add depth to the character. Alan Ritchson has already proven he can handle both brute force and emotional weight. Imagine him navigating Cold War-era politics, internal betrayal, and the seeds of his future loner lifestyle. 2. 61 Hours. Why It Works. Set in a snowbound South Dakota town, 61 Hours is a tense, slow-burn thriller. Reacher helps protect a key witness from a looming cartel hit while unraveling a mystery hidden beneath the ice. Why now? A bottle season in an isolated, wintry town would offer a visually stark contrast to the sunny brutality of Persuader. It's also one of the few books where Reacher seems genuinely vulnerable, both physically and emotionally, and that could be gold on screen. 3. Running Blind, The Visitor in the UK. Why it works. In this psychological thriller, women from Reacher's past are being murdered in ways that leave no evidence. The FBI thinks he's the common link. Cue the mind games, moral ambiguity, and Reacher going toe-to-toe with federal agents. Why now? Running Blind dives deep into Reacher's psyche and past relationships. It's less about brute strength and more about intellect and restraint, something the show hasn't explored in full. This would also give fans a detective-style season, showing a different facet of Reacher's skill set. 4. One Shot. Why it works. This book has already been loosely adapted as the 2012 Tom Cruise movie, but the series could give it the faithful, gritty reboot it deserves. A sniper kills 5 people in Indiana, and Reacher's called in when the suspect asks for him by name. Why now? Though fans have seen this story before, the Reacher series is known for adapting the novels more accurately. One Shot's mix of procedural investigation, courtroom tension, and savage street justice could be riveting with Richardson in the lead. 5. Worth Dying For. Why it works. Reacher stumbles into a small Nebraska town controlled by a brutal family with deep, dark secrets. What starts as a minor dispute quickly escalates into an explosive reckoning. Why now? If the show wants to return to the rural noir vibes of Season 1's Killing Floor, this is the perfect candidate. The antagonists are twisted, the stakes are personal, and the justice is absolute. Plus, it sets up continuity for future adaptations like A Wanted Man. 6. Die Trying. Why it works. Reacher is abducted along with a mysterious woman, an FBI agent, and taken to a Montana militia compound. He must use his skills to survive, protect, and dismantle a domestic terror plot from the inside. Why now? This would be a more politically charged season, reflecting fears about extremism while also delivering explosive action. The setting is isolated, the enemies are ideological, and Reacher's moral compass is put to the test. 7. Tripwire. Why it works. A slow unraveling of secrets in Key West draws Reacher into a decades-old mystery involving a missing soldier, a ruthless fixer, and a grieving family. It's one of the more emotionally resonant stories in the series. Why now? After the sheer intensity of Persuader, this could provide a more grounded and human season without sacrificing thrills. It also introduces one of the best villains in the series, the terrifyingly calm and efficient hook-handed Hobie. 8. The Hard Way. Why it works. Reacher is hired to investigate the kidnapping of a woman and her daughter in New York City. But true to form, nothing is what it seems. The closer he gets, the darker the story becomes. Why now? The Hard Way is a tight, noir-style thriller. It gives Reacher room to operate in an urban environment, using his brains as much as his brawn. The layered mystery would make for excellent serialized storytelling, especially with twists that keep audiences guessing. Final verdict. Which should Season 4 adapt? If we had to pick just one, The Enemy might be the boldest and most rewarding move. It adds texture to Reacher's past and gives Richardson a new challenge, playing the character at a different point in his life within the rigid confines of military law. It's a story about loyalty, betrayal, and identity. And it lets the audience see Reacher not just as a drifter, but as a soldier,